Whoop. And there we go. So, yay! Pre-show for just a couple minutes. Although what's funny is...
What if
we
reversed it? What if we switched it and we did like an hour and a half of pre-show and then like 5 minutes of podcast?
That's dumb.
Think about it.
No.
Think about it.
I'm not going to put out a 5-minute podcast episode.
Subverting the expectations.
No. Because then there are people that listen on audio.
They can listen to the pre-show.
The pre-show doesn't go in the audio version.
Well, there's your mistake. There's the fatal flaw in your plan.
Pre-show doesn't go in any audio podcast version.
Oh my goodness.
No, that's not how things are done.
Well, guess what? We just found our market.
No.
People who just want to listen to pre-shows.
No.
You gotta think outside the box, man. Come on.
Yeah, there's a difference between outside the box thinking and just stuff that doesn't make sense.
It's the same picture.
But it's at that rate. The pre-show is just the podcast. So
exactly. Now you see where I'm going with it.
But then it's no longer pre-show.
Is it?
It is no longer pre-show at that point.
/ listener to decide.
No, because there's a clearly defined time that we do the intro and the opening. And that's when the show starts.
I think you're missing a golden opportunity.
No, I'm really not. At the very least, my poster won't fall this time.
Oh, that's a plus.
I put tax in it.
Oh, well, okay.
Yeah, that'll do it. Because it had those they're almost like little styrofoam.
I'm going to hang up my poster with a gun.
Why?
Why not?
With a nail gun?
No.
I mean, that'll work.
Literal gun.
No. Glue gun?
I'm just feeling a little weird today.
They mowed the lawn next door.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, they put a sale pending sign up and then mowed the lawn. Yep. It still looks like a mess.
It is. That place needs a lot of work.
Yeah.
Including an entire new septic.
Yep. All right. Well, it is 7:30, so let's get started.
Okay.
Going live in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Coming up on episode 143, Pokemon news from Tokyo, Death Stranding actually got a release date, E3 predictions, and much, much more on the 8-Bit Adventures podcast. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the 8-Bit Adventures podcast, bringing you the latest and greatest geeky news of the week. I am your host, Sean Hayes, and with me, minus one co-host this week, but we still have the illustrious Josh York.
-1, but +2 for me, so I mean we're doing all right.
You've got some D&D character bleed coming in there. Oh, my microphone still is like super loud. Okay, there we go. That's better. Yeah. So yes, Courtney is basically at Denver Pop Culture Con, I think is the official name of it.
In the Sunshine State.
Yep. I think they finally have gotten rid of their snow. I think they have. Depends. I hope they have. I mean, at end of May. So she is currently away, so she won't be on the podcast this week. and also will not be on Tales of Jemmora this week. So, yes. However, she will be meeting the cast of Critical Role, so I'd say that's an even. No, that's not really a fair trade.
No, I'd rather play Jemmora.
Of course you would.
Yeah.
Of course you would.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, a lot of big news this week. And ironically, some of the stuff that we were going to do as E3 predictions just came out before then.
Well, you know what?
We were joking
I was making
about it
that
on Saturday.
joke about Contra the other day.
Yep.
I was like, "Oh, my E3 prediction is this is." I'll wait till we get there, but I'm still gonna keep that E3 prediction. But yeah, Konami's like, "Hey, we're gonna release a anniversary edition of Contra with a bunch of the old Contra games on it."
Yeah.
So
have
it's
they
like
announced which platforms?
PS4, Xbox One.
That's it.
I think. I don't know.
Hmm.
I know I heard PS4. I don't know about what else.
Let's see. Contra.
It's really, I mean, it's neat, but in the end, it's really just the original Contra, the Japanese original version of Contra, the European original version of Contra, Contra 2, like Super C, Super Contra, and Contra Hardcore for the Genesis.
As reported by IGN, 3 different versions of Contra.
Yeah.
Super Contra, Super C, Operation C, Contra 3, Contra Hardcore.
Which only came out on the Sega Genesis because Sega do what Nintendo don't.
Probotector and Super Probotector.
Right, so basically that's just Contra, but they had to change everything to robots because of violence and game laws in Europe at the time.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Let's see. What else? Nintendo Switch, PS4, Xbox One, and Windows PC.
Oh, there we go. Okay, so everything.
Which probably means Steam, right?
Probably.
Or is it going to be on the Epic Game Store?
It'll probably just be a PC game, and whoever wants to sell it can sell it, probably.
Maybe. I mean, obviously, Konami being a bigger publisher will want to put it on as many things as possible.
It'll be on Steam.
Yeah, definitely on Steam. Just sharing out.
Contra is one of the first video games I remember playing and being really into.
I remember Joe's Diner in Lee had a couple arcade machines, and one of them was Contra.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah, they had Contra and I think it was Bubble Bobble.
Yeah, whatever.
It's the one with the 2 little dinosaurs, and you move like...
Yeah, lame. Let's get back to Contra and shooting aliens with the spread gun.
Yep.
Because everyone knows spread gun was the best.
Oh, wait, no. It wasn't Contra. It was Metal Slug.
Oh, also a good game. Also a great game.
Yeah. Basically Contra, but with dudes instead of aliens.
Yeah, basically Contra.
Yeah. And basically the precursor to God, what was it called? It was basically a clone, but it would ramped up the bro factor, and all the characters' names had bro in it.
Was it a relatively recent game?
It was within the past decade. Yeah.
Oh, I don't know.
I'm gonna try and find it, but anyway, yeah. So yeah, that's pretty cool. I like I do like anniversary collections and how basically for people that keep complaining about how there's no virtual console on Nintendo stuff anymore, it's like you don't really need it because people have just been releasing anniversary collections of stuff like Mega Man, Contra, Sonic, and it's been multi-platform, so people are releasing these big packages of games instead of like Nintendo releasing like a service with, a
Yeah,
couple of games.
but it would be nice if it was just you had it all in one spot. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but it's likely not going to happen unless they decide to make Nintendo Switch Online that thing. It's because so many of these third parties are doing their own anniversary collections. It's not going to be like how it was with the Wii.
Get into game collecting like me.
Yeah.
And spend stupid amounts of money on retro games. And I'm not even that bad. My collection's small compared to ones I've seen.
Yep.
People I watch on YouTube and stuff. It's just insane. I mostly just collect games I liked and played as a kid, or games I missed out on that I really wanted to play as a kid. I don't collect many games just for the sake of having them. I would say I probably have a few like that, but almost everything I collect is stuff I really like or played or wanted to play. It's also fun. It's fun just going out looking at old stuff and occasionally going to flea markets and searching for games and what random stuff you can find.
Yeah. God, I can't remember the name of that game. But it was something where you had to rescue guys. And they were all based on like...
Yeah, they're all based on action heroes.
Yeah. So it was kind of like...
Exactly. I know the game you're talking about. I don't know what it's called, though.
God, I can't remember what it's called.
I know exactly the game you're talking about.
Yep. But, yeah. It was kind of like if the Expendables was a game.
Yeah, I know, yep.
If the Expendables was Metal Slug with all the names were bro puns.
Kind of. It was more... That game was more platformy.
Was it?
Okay. Yeah, I remember my roommate at the time, he was playing it a bit.
Okay.
I watched some online video. It wasn't... I mean, I get it. I could see where it's kind of Contra-inspired.
Yeah.
But not quite.
Okay.
Contra's awesome. It's a fun game.
It is an important milestone in video game history.
Yeah.
So, cool on you, Konami.
Yeah.
Now release more anniversary collections.
Yeah, Konami, you're actually mostly idiots and jerks lately, so thanks for doing something kind of rad. You mostly just make pachinko machines.
Was Konami the one that made Castlevania, or was that Capcom?
That's Konami.
They should do a Castlevania anniversary collection.
Konami also made Metal Gear.
Yes. They should do one of those, too.
There are Metal Gear collections out.
Yeah.
For sure. I think there was one on GameCube, Twin Snakes.
Yep.
Which was 1 and 2.
Yep. So, we did get some news about Mario Maker 2. So we mentioned there was online co-op. It's not with your friends. So, because why would Nintendo make a move that made sense with online? So
awful game gets worse.
You can play online with randos, and you can play local with your friends. It's weird. I don't know. I also don't know if that's a game that I want to play with friends.
I know it's a game I don't ever want to play.
Well,
I know that for sure.
I did enjoy making levels. And the thing is, I only ever played levels that like actually made sense. I didn't play any of like the death grind ones.
I don't care for platformers.
Well, that is unfortunate for you.
The last platformer I played was a game called Thomas Was Alone.
Okay.
In the early 2010s, probably.
Okay.
It was a game about different colored cubes and rectangles. It is actually great. You might like it a lot, actually.
Yeah.
So, here's the quick premise of Thomas Was Alone. There's different cubes and rectangles of different sizes and colors, and each one can do a different thing. Some can jump high, some can float on liquid. They all have like a different niche to fill. Or niche.
Is it isometric?
Nope. Side-scrolling.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. So it's squares and rectangles, different colors, different sizes. It's a platformer, but it's all... There's a narrator.
Yeah.
narrating the whole game for you, and it's this British accent guy,
Okay.
and it's just narrating the internal monologue of each shape. And the most fun part is like the relationships between the different shapes to each other, and how they're Thomas is jealous of a certain shape because he can jump farther than him, and he's like, "Oh, this other shape must be in love with that one because he can jump better than me." And it's a really silly, fun game. And I didn't care. I mean, the platforming part wasn't what I liked. I just liked how there was a narrator, and it was just a silly, funny game about different colored shapes.
Huh.
Jumping around.
Because the reason why I ask is there was a game that was coming out for Switch that was based around the characters being just like geometric shapes. But it was like an isometric like puzzle shooter.
Nope.
That had platforming elements and stuff, but okay. And I can't remember what that one was called. Interesting.
Thomas Was Alone. What year did that come out? 2012.
Okay.
Awesome game. You could probably get it for super cheap on Steam now. Like probably less than $5.
Yeah.
It's like you can beat it in a one sit down.
Okay.
It's like a maybe at max a 4 or 5 hour game.
Okay.
Yeah. Max. It's probably less than that.
I think these days I prefer something that has a little more meat to it, unless it's going to be something like Has Been Heroes, where you're meant to keep replaying it.
I mean, I like Thomas Malone was a nice little 5-6 hour story.
Yeah.
That was good for me. I like stuff like that occasionally.
Mm-hmm.
I have Firewatch sitting in my Steam library for a long time. I've been meaning to sit down, and that's like a 6 hour one session game I should play at some point. I wanted to. What other game? Oxenfree. Have you ever heard of Oxenfree?
I haven't.
It was a really cool game that came out a few years ago. It was all like narrative choices mostly.
Okay.
It's basically a bunch of teenagers going on the island to have a party, but weird stuff starts happening, and like you have this little radio, and when you tune it to different frequencies, like you pick up weird signals and weird stuff happens, and there's spooky things, and it's all about choices you make when you're talking to people.
Okay.
That was a really cool game. That was like a short sit down. There's lots of stuff like that out there that occasionally I enjoy. Just a little quick self-contained story, and that's that.
Yeah. So counter to that, one of your E3, one of your joke E3 predictions was
it wasn't a joke. This was 100% serious because I knew it would be true.
Death Stranding finally has a release date.
Yeah, there was looking on Reddit, I saw like, on the PlayStation Store, it got leaked. Well, they were saying leaked, but they released a trailer with a release date today, and
yeah,
man, I still don't know really what the heck that game's about.
So hopefully Sony's going to talk about it during whatever
Sony's
E3 event that they did.
No, Kojima's going to talk about it at E3.
Oh, because it's a third party. Okay.
Yeah, it'll be there. It's like
okay.
Kojima made his own studios.
Yeah.
Just to make his own games because Konami was being idiots.
Yeah.
So
okay.
Yeah, that'll be there.
So yeah, hopefully there's some clarity as to what the game's actually
I don't
about.
care. I'm ready. I'm ready for the weird ride that game's gonna be.
What if it turns out to be a 3D platformer?
It's not. There was gameplay. It's definitely not that. I don't know. It's something about. It's like you're just like a postman or something, and you have to deliver stuff and traverse these different landscapes. But there's like ghosts and stuff you got to avoid, and also terrorists that are part demon ghosts too. You also have a baby in a tube with you because they can sense the demon ghosts better.
Oh, that's just weird.
Yeah, they're like, in the trailer, there's like headlines of dialogue. It's like, I'm going to give you one of the babies, And the guy's like, oh, so I have a better connection to the other side. And it's like, what are you even talking about?
Jeez.
Guillermo del Toro's just in the game.
What?
One of the character models is just him.
I don't know.
Because I know he helped work on the game in some way, but
I think I remember that. Yeah.
It's so weird, and I really like weird stuff and whatever. I'm in on that.
I feel like this is going to be one of those games where like it doesn't necessarily matter how good it is, just because of all the like mystique around it.
Yeah, for me, it's not going to be the gameplay. It's going to be one of those games where it's not going to be the gameplay for me.
Yeah,
like it's just going to be I want just to hear all the weird ideas, and find out what the heck Hideo Kojima is smoking.
Meme fodder.
And
I'm sure it'll be meme fodder.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
Which I'm fine.
Yeah.
It's also cool that he has like legit actors in the game too.
Yeah.
So I mean that's pretty rad. So I'm all in on that game for sure. Whenever it comes out November 8th.
Yeah.
Was the release date. So I'll be. Let's look ahead and see what day that is. That a Tuesday or a Friday? It is a Friday. Good.
There you go.
Good. So yeah, Death Stranding.
The real question is that a Jemmora weekend, or is that a weekend for your game?
Ugh, who knows? We never know with mine anymore. We never know.
That's true.
With me, we can't keep consistency anymore, which was the whole premise of my flippin' game to begin with, was a 2 bi-weekly consistency.
Yep.
But yeah, I mean, whatever. I'll find time to play that.
Everybody can show up, and you're just like, nope, gotta play Death Stranding. We'll postpone.
Yeah, you're just gonna watch me play this game, guys.
Oh no.
I'll put you in some dungeon with some crazy puzzle you guys have to figure out.
Oh no, it'll take us like 2 hours to figure out the puzzle.
I'll give you like the whiteboard again and just draw random puzzles on the whiteboard again for you guys to try to figure out while I play the game.
Just awful.
Yeah, it'll be a session like that one I did a couple months back where it was basically just one puzzle after another.
Yep.
Every once in a while I'll whip that out when I get ambitious enough to try to do some puzzles.
Yep.
Which are basically just puzzles I steal from video games that I don't think you guys have played. So
yeah.
I'm like, okay, we'll do this. Yeah, Death Stranding. Nobody knows what the heck it's about. So, hey.
Yep.
I'm in. Weird stuff. That's right up my alley.
And it's also in space, too, right?
Nope, it's on Earth.
Oh, it's on Earth.
Because they're like, you need to deliver these things and help put America back together. He's like... And he's like, there is no America anymore. America's done for. And I'm like, what are they even talking about?
But, like, wasn't the guy initially wearing a spacesuit?
I don't know. He's wearing some suit.
In the first trailer that I saw, like, years ago, he was wearing a spacesuit.
I don't know. Doesn't make any sense. That's why I love it. And then I'm like, is this like a post-Metal Gear Earth? Where things have just really totally gone off the rails, even more so than Metal Gear.
Don't know.
Is this the same canon? Like,
but with ghosts.
There's weird stuff like that in Metal Gear.
Oh, is there?
Yeah.
Okay.
Metal Gear Solid 5, there's like a whole squad of enemies. They're called like the Skull Squad or something like that. And they can like teleport and like basically misty step around.
Oh, interesting.
And shoot automatic rifles at you as they misty step around you.
They sound a lot more competent than Team Skull from Pokemon, which are just a bunch of hoodlums that go around spray painting things.
Yeah, there's always weird like magic and supernatural stuff in Metal Gear games.
Okay, I thought it was just surrounding like the big giant robots.
No.
Okay.
There's always like these super soldiers. In Metal Gear Solid 2, there was a woman, what was she called? I forget her name. But her whole deal was like she couldn't get hit by bullets. During the game, you find out she has these super strong magnets around her that like make bullets go around her. But at one point, she loses it. But then towards the end of the game, someone shoots her and a bullet goes around her anyway.
Oh.
And you're like, oh, she had powers all along anyway. It's just like, what? is even happening? The Psycho Mantis is just a psychic weirdo who floats around and messes with you. It's totally weird. That's why I love Metal Gear Solid.
Okay.
But Metal Gear Solid takes itself so seriously at the same time.
Yeah.
While there's totally weird shenanigans going on everywhere.
Yeah. Well, it takes itself seriously and does things like the Castlevania
fire
thing.
whale. Yeah, it does. It takes itself totally seriously, and then there's like a fire whale in the sky.
Well, I was going to say the joke about like, oh, so I heard you like Castlevania.
That's Psycho Mantis fight.
Yeah.
Because he's a psychic and can like read your mind, quote unquote.
Or your memory card.
It's reading your memory card.
Yeah.
To give the illusion.
Yep.
But yeah, that's awesome. Kojima, you keep being you, man. Keep it up.
And I saw you wrote down new DLC for Borderlands 2.
Oh yeah, I don't know how true or not this is. I just happened across it in my Reddit perusing. But they said the CEO of Gearbox said that they're planning a DLC for Borderlands 2 that'll bridge the narrative gap between 2 and 3, which I think is a kind of a cool idea because Borderlands 2 came out a long time ago, and the fact that they're willing to put a DLC out for it. When did this come out? 2012 also. So yeah, that's a 7-year-old game, and they're going to put out a DLC to, bridge the story over to the new game. I think that's a cool idea.
Yeah, so far it seems like conjecture.
Yeah.
I'm not really seeing any big names on it. Like Tech Radar is saying reportedly. Yeah. Forbes is saying it's probably wishful thinking.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, but what the heck does Forbes know about games?
Not much, as they consistently just seem to badmouth any kind of game that comes out.
Because it's not profit. It's not profitable. It's not profitable when you're
even ones that are profitable.
But it's not. It's like not a good thing to invest in. As far as like things you can invest in, video game industry is not one you want to. It's just not as good. I have a friend of mine who I played WoW with who's like a big investor and blah 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 blah. He was like, I would never ever invest in video game companies. It's a totally bad investment. It's not stable. It's not safe, and it's not as profitable as any other number of things you can invest in.
Yeah.
But that's just my hearsay, and I don't know anything about how money actually works in the realm of like the abstract world of stocks.
I feel like Sony might have been a good investment.
But they're not just video games, right? They're an electronics company, and I'm sure they do way more than that too.
Well, because the funny thing is, the video game portion like vastly outperforms the electronics portion.
And also they're
the opposite of Microsoft.
Yeah, yes. Kind of. But yeah, they're an entertainment company. They do a lot. I don't know. I'm sure it might be, I don't know.
And Nintendo's been fairly stable.
Like I said, I just read it and thought, I hope they do it. I think it'd be a cool idea if they did. I'd definitely go back and play Borderlands 2 again because it's one of my favorite games of all time. So it'd give me a reason to get the band back together of everyone I used to play with and get our little 4-person group of my friends and have some fun. And I'll say this, Borderlands DLCs are always awesome, and they're not every single one is good and like a full experience. It's not just like, oh, we're gonna push this out to make money. It's really good content. It's cool. They're always fun. Yeah. So I hope it's true, and I hope they do it because I'd like to play Borderlands 2 again. I may anyway. Maybe if I can ever find time to play games.
Yeah.
Play some more Borderlands 2.
And further, supposed rumor. This is a supposed leak. That was, I guess, folks looked at the source code of the Nintendo of America website to figure out it's possible that Cadence of Hyrule is going to be released this week, which is supported by the fact that the initial release window was spring 2019. And I guess the source code said May 30th, which would be tomorrow. But yeah, I don't know. I'm surprised that like aside from the initial announcement, there's been nothing said about this game whatsoever. But they gave like such like from when they announced it to the release window was a very short time frame. So I thought that they would have had at least some kind of announcement, but it would fit Nintendo's narrative to just kind of say like, hey, guess what? There's this game and you can play it right now. Because they've done that with a whole bunch of... That was the original Mario Maker was,
very them.
Hey, we've got this game and you can download it right now.
Yeah.
And nobody expected it. Like, they just made no announcements of it before. So, yeah. I would be very excited if they did that. I'll still finish up Steamworld Quest for game night before jumping into that one. But that will likely be the next game that I play through. So, all right. Now for the big thing, there was a big sort of PR event in Tokyo last night, if you're on the East Coast like we are. And they talked about a whole bunch of Pokemon stuff. They did not talk about Pokemon Sword and Shield, which are the upcoming games in November. There is a separate Nintendo Direct next week on the 5th, specifically for that. Instead, they talked about a whole bunch of companion apps that are coming out, including Pokemon Home, which is going to be a cloud storage service for your Pokemon that connects to Pokemon Bank, Pokemon Let's Go, Pokemon Go, and Pokemon Sword and Shield. So that way, Pokemon Bank is going to serve as like storage for all of your legacy collections. And then going forward, presumably they connect to Pokemon Home. So this way it'll allow you to store and move stuff between them. From what I understand, moving things from Let's Go and Go into Pokemon Home is a one-way trip. But then you could move them to Sword and Shield. And then allows you to trade with people that are like within the area, kind of a thing. So it's kind of a quality of life app. I know I will probably pick it up because Pokemon storage is key. Also, being able to move Pokemon from one generation to another is incredibly useful if you're trying to make complete Pokedexes. Pokemon Masters, which is going to specifically be a battling app that looks like you either take control of existing trainers in the Pokemon series or you fight those trainers. Not really a whole lot of information about it, aside from it will offer a different battling experience than Pokemon Go. So probably something more like the standard battle system in Pokemon. So turn-based, selection of 4 abilities and things like that. Pokemon Sleep, which is the most surprising and kind of confusing one, which is will have some sort of tie-in with Pokemon Go, but also doubles as a sleep tracker app.
Okay.
Like, you do Pokemon Go-like stuff while you're asleep.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. It's so confusing. I just don't know. There is going to be a new accessory that functions as the Pokemon Go Plus accessory, which allows you to like, it's kind of like a watch accessory or whatever. So it allows you to not have to check your phone while you're out like catching Pokemon and stuff. You can just check the Pokemon Go Plus, but it will serve as the actual like sleep tracker thing, like a Fitbit or something like that.
Okay.
Yeah, so, kind of really weird. And then lastly, Detective Pikachu, there is going to be a new game coming to Nintendo Switch. So, no word on if Danny DeVito is going to voice Pikachu. My guess is unlikely. The real question is whether they would get Ryan Reynolds to voice Detective Pikachu in that game. I don't know. But so, yeah, kind of an unusual assortment of announcements for Pokemon. I will probably pick up Home and check out Sleep. I'll wait to see what Masters actually looks like. But yeah. I told Megan about Pokemon Sleep, and she said something to the effect of like, will it help me catch Pokemon when I sleep? And I said that's exactly what it's going to do. Something about helping you sleep better and do something with Pokemon at the same time. I don't know. So, yeah. And then looking forward to the Sword and Shield announcements next week. So
they're gonna announce the third game, Gun.
No.
Yep.
They haven't done a third game in a while.
Yeah, it's gonna be a surprise. That's what this next announcement's gonna be.
No. Also, Gun is stupid.
So is Sword and Shield.
If they're going with a sort of chivalry and knight flavor, no, it makes total sense. Also, best Monster Hunter weapon. Just watch that series. Clearly the best. It should be Pokemon Hammer. Pokemon Sword, Shield, and Hammer.
Okay.
If anything, it would be like Sword, Shield, and Bow. Or something. But no, I don't expect them to release a third version because if anything, they'll end up either releasing another set of 2 or they'll just dispense with it altogether. Because, I mean, they haven't done a third one since Emerald. I think. Or no, Platinum. Yeah, Platinum was the last one. Or whatever it's called that has Giratina on the box.
You'd be the one to know.
Oh no, yeah, it was Platinum. So because it was Diamond, Pearl, and Platinum. Yeah. Yeah, and then starting in Black and White, they did Black 2 and White 2, and then they did X and Y, and then it was Sun and Moon, and then Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon. So very, very creative with the naming conventions.
Yes.
Yeah. So, oh no, here's what it's going to be. So it's going to be Pokemon Sword and Pokemon Shield, and then it's going to be Pokemon Great Sword and Pokemon Tower Shield.
Yeah.
Yep. That's what I think.
Sword, Shield, Gun.
No.
Yes.
Just why? Why would you? It doesn't
not?
fit thematically.
Shake it up. Be bold.
Also, there are no guns in Pokemon.
Really?
Yeah. There was in the Japanese version of the anime, and then they got edited out in the US version.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yep. No guns in Pokemon.
Also interesting that it was edited out in the US version.
Yeah. Like, I don't know. It's it's an infamous episode for censorship in which basically it's like a park ranger for the Safari Zone pulls a gun on Ash. Yeah. I mean, that might also be why is the dude essentially pulls a gun and points it at kids. Yeah. So,
okay.
Little controversial.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And yeah, that could have been in like 98 when Columbine or something happens. Maybe that's why. If it was,
yeah, it would have been.
It might have been back in that time, like when Pokemon the show first came out.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yep.
The more you know.
Yeah, I mean, well, so the only gun type stuff, are like Pokemon abilities, but you know they're all like goofy, like Blastoise's water cannons and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're not gonna find Glock 42. I choose you. Look and listen before we get any things. I know that's not the actual thing because that's not an actual caliber, but whatever. So, E3 predictions. It's time that we made them.
It's time for my 100% accurate and true predictions.
So why don't we each give one? So we're gonna do 3. We're gonna 3 each.
3?
3 each.
Geez.
3 predictions.
That's it?
Yeah. Just 3.
Man.
And then what I'm going to do... Oh, I don't have anything to write them down with. But I'm going to write them in the show notes. No, I'm going to write them in my episode notes. And then we will keep them in mind, and whoever gets the most right will get points. Whoever gets the most points, I don't know, we'll get something.
Okay.
I don't know what.
Doesn't matter.
Pizza.
Okay, that's fair.
The other 2 will buy that person a pizza of their choice.
There we go. I like it.
So if I win, I want my pizza, and all you have to do, Josh, is front the money. You don't have to have any of it.
I was gonna say, I'll have to have that peace of mind to know that I spent money on that blasphemy that you call an edible pizza.
I'll have you know that most of our D&D group sides with me.
Most of our D&D group is way wrong. Which group? Jemmora or my group?
Your group.
Oh, well, yeah, you're a bunch of idiots. So, not surprised. Not surprised at that one.
Yep. Keep that in mind.
This is the group that had the fighter thought jumping in the giant alligator's mouth was the most efficient way of fighting it.
I mean, you're not wrong.
So now take their pizza advice with a grain of that in your mind.
I mean, I'd also probably say Jemmora also.
I'm sure they do. Just nobody's on my level when it comes to pizza, so that's okay.
We're all 1 level higher. Oh, but anyway, whatever. It's just a pizza of the victor's choosing, and then if there's a tie, then we just split a pizza or something. And then if it's a 3-way tie, we all just get our own pizzas. Whatever. So, do you want to go first? Do you want me to go first?
I'm gonna go first.
Okay.
And boom, baby, new Contra game coming out. I'm calling it. Konami's getting back on track. They're making a new Contra.
Okay.
It's happening.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. New Contra game. Okay.
Yep, new Contra. This little anniversary collection was just a teaser, and they're gonna, well, bam, hit you with the new Contra game, E3.
All right. I'm gonna say for my first one, Animal Crossing is gonna release in August.
Okay.
Of 2019, because it's slated for a 2019 release, and I want to say like the first GameCube game came out in August, and Nintendo doesn't currently have any big game in that slot.
Okay.
And because they have Mario Maker for June, they have Fire Emblem for July. Luigi's Mansion 3 might be October to fit with Halloween. Pokemon's already in November. And so doing August for Animal Crossing would be a good fit.
Okay.
I think.
Okay, you take the safe bet.
It's kind of a safe bet.
That's fine.
Well, I mean, or it's entirely possible that it comes out in December and it's their big holiday release. I don't know.
Oh, it's all right.
Which I think is foolish when Pokemon comes out in November. For the same platform is the thing. Because they're not splitting platforms anymore between
Is Sword
3DS
and Shield going to be for Switch?
It is.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep, Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon was the last 3DS Pokemon game.
Okay.
Yeah. Mainline game.
Yep.
Yeah. All right.
Okay.
Back to you.
Number 2, we're getting Star Tropics 3. Star Tropics 2 came out in 1994. It's been 25 years since we got a Star Tropics game. It's coming, baby. Nintendo's going to make the big announcement. We're going to see a new Star Tropics for the Switch. It's going to be a lot like Breath of the Wild, but way better because Star Tropics was always the superior game compared to Zelda. So I'm calling it Our protagonist, Mike, he's going to come back. He's going to be a grizzled, middle-aged man who has to deal with his alcoholism and divorce and fight Zoda, who came back after being defeated by him when he was a teenager. And he's going to bring in those aliens. We're going to have to go back to the islands. It's going to be lit. That's what I got.
Okay.
Star Tropics 3, baby. As you can see how my predictions are going to go. No safe bets here.
All right. Okay. So my second prediction, I think, so I just have down here third-party collaboration. So generally speaking, I think we're going to see some surprising third-party. Mine are going to be all Nintendo-based because I figured you're going to do PlayStation.
I just predicted the new Nintendo game.
Oh, okay. So Star Tropics 3 on Nintendo Switch?
Oh, yeah.
All right. Let me add that in. That's important.
That's important. Oh, yeah.
That is important.
Yeah.
Because here's the thing. If it gets announced and then it gets announced for PS4, you only get a half point.
No, Star Tropics was always Nintendo, so of course, when they bring it back, they're going for the Switch. It's time. It's been 25 years.
So I'm thinking there's going to be a lot of surprise third-party collaboration stuff of new games, not necessarily ports, but we're also going to get ports. Because, I mean, that part's a given, but... as far as a surprise third-party game, but I think kind of the big one is going to be Ubisoft is going to announce Assassin's Creed 4 remastered for Nintendo Switch.
Is that Black Flag?
That's Black Flag.
Okay.
Yeah.
You just want pirate stuff.
I do want pirate stuff.
Yeah.
And they did 3, and that's not acceptable.
Oh, that's Revolutionary War.
Yeah.
Assassin's Creed. I only ever played 2, and I got bored of it after like 3 hours of doing the same exact missions over and over again.
I just like sailing around and blowing stuff up and
I'm sure
ship battles and stuff. But to kind of spice it up a bit, I'm going to say as far as other third-party stuff we might see, in keeping with the 4 theme, we'll also see Fallout 4.
For the Switch?
Fallout 4 for Switch.
I think that's a pretty good call. I think that's a definite possibility.
So we'll say AC Remastered, Fallout 4.
Because Bethesda needs to do something after 76 failed so hard.
Yeah. Yep.
So let's put out 4 on the Switch and try to make some money back.
Yep.
That's a good call.
Because here's the thing with the Nintendo price curse, whatever they call it. I can't remember what it's. Mm-hmm. There's like a formal term for it. Well, it would be full price, despite the fact that it's an old game.
Of course, it's not. No, came out 2016.
They were selling Skyrim for full retail value of new games.
That's 8-year-old game.
Is it? It is.
Came out 11/11/11.
Yeah.
Yes.
It feels much older at this point.
It's a 8 years is a long time.
It is a long time, but it feels even older than that.
I was 26 when that game came out.
Yeah.
No, 27, but whatever. Yeah. Still, that's a long time ago.
Yep. All right. Last prediction, Josh.
Oh, man, I had a bunch of predictions, so I'm going to have to pick. But I'm going to have to go with the safe bet. We all know this is going to happen. Xenogears Remaster, baby. It's coming out. Monolith secretly got the rights back. They're redoing it, remastering the greatest game of all time for the PS4. It's coming back. You can all enjoy getting in your mechs and fighting God. Once again, remastered, all HD sprites, remastered backgrounds. It's going to be glorious.
That, I think, is definitely a stretch.
No, that's a safe bet. That's probably my closest. Then that's definitely happening.
Here's what the stretch part is.
Monolith getting the rights from Square.
Well, I was going to say, and for PS4. Monolith is basically almost like a second party for Nintendo at this point.
Yeah. My other prediction was going to be Final Fantasy VIII Remake, baby. It's happened. They're seeing how hyped people are for Final Fantasy VII. Now they're going to remake the best Final Fantasy VIII. It's coming right after Xenogears Remaster.
What boggles my mind is like that they just don't take somebody's archived code, like fans that I'm sure somebody's archived code or something.
Because remember, Square lost all the source code for Final Fantasy VIII.
Or it's
actually, this has happened with several of their games. Come to find out, they are really good at somehow losing the source code to their games.
Oh yeah. Yeah. All right. Oh god, the one that I have in the show notes is a safe bet. But with something as wild as that, I can't go safe. Can't go safe.
You gotta, like I said, think outside the box. Think about what you want.
What
would you want to see?
I'm also gonna have a prediction related to Squeenix.
Oh, okay.
We'll say Chrono Trigger Remastered for Nintendo Switch, and it's going to be not based on the mobile version. It's going to be based on the DS version. Which is surprisingly now considered the definitive version, because like it had everything that the Super NES version had, plus the cutscenes and stuff that got added in.
Jeez, this should have been my prediction. My new prediction should have been a new Chrono game. Crap! Dang it! I only get 3, so I guess I'll have to save it for another time.
Yep. And next week when Courtney's back, we'll get 3 predictions from Courtney.
Okay.
On what she thinks.
Man, I would love a new Chrono game.
All right, let's do one more bonus one. And this one, for bonus points, we'll say.
Okay. I'll make a safe-ish.
Okay.
Here's my. I've had 3
so that you could get like 1 point.
And 3 crazy outlandish, like my wildest dream, predictions. This one will be Final Fantasy VII Remake will come out early 2020.
Okay.
And just to preface this, because I think it's going to be an episodic game. I don't think it's all coming out in one game. I think it's going to be episodic. It'll be the first episode, but whatever. Okay. Whatever Final Fantasy VII they're planning on releasing is, it's going to be early 2020.
Okay.
I say first quarter 2020.
Okay.
I think they're that far along.
So you want me to put Q1 2020 instead of early 2020? All right.
Q1.
Okay. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna do another wild and crazy one.
Do it.
All right. And I just had one. I lost it.
Xenoblade Chronicles X2.
No.
Nope.
Well, so let's see. All right, so you got a release date one. We both have remastered ones. Actually, you have a bunch. Okay, a sequel one. All right, sequel one.
I think we're due for a new Monolith game.
Oh, no. You know what I can do? Here's what I'll do.
Minecraft 2, baby!
Banjo-Kazooie and Smash.
Oh, yeah, that's good. There'll definitely be some type of Smash announcement, I'm sure.
Yeah.
There'll be some character.
So that we will get, at the very least, we'll get an update as to what's next in the Fighter Pass. Because so far, all we've gotten was Joker, and there's 4 other fighters in the Fighter Pass. And one of those 4 fighters will be Banjo-Kazooie. Although that's not really an E3 prediction. So the next one will be Banjo-Kazooie. They're going to announce it at E3.
Yeah.
And it'll be Banjo-Kazooie.
Okay. That's a pretty good one.
I mean, it's kind of out there. People have, I mean, it's one of the ones that people have been clamoring for, certainly.
It's within the realm of possibility, for sure.
But, yeah. So, all right.
I mean, there's going to be a lot of stuff that, I mean, basically most of the games that are going to be at E3 are, everybody knows already what they are. There's already a list. But I'm sure there'll be some surprises.
It's largely assumed that Nintendo's going to be talking about Animal Crossing, Luigi's Mansion, maybe some Pokemon, and probably Link's Awakening, because 3 out of those 4 games still have a release date of just 2019, but haven't been given a more like concrete release date yet. So it's assumed that like they were holding off on saying any more information until E3 for their direct. But who knows? I mean, there could be other stuff that they throw in there. In their like games reel that they basically do, like their 10-minute games reel where they just show clips of upcoming stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I just want what was it Demon X Machina? That game I want.
Yeah. That one apparently the demo like felt really slow. Like it felt like sluggish. So they've got some work ahead of them.
I mean, they fix it. That's why you do that. You can fix stuff.
Yeah, and I mean that's why you do like basically a development demo.
What's the other one called? Astral Chains. I
think Astral Chains is what it's called.
Astral Chains.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, those are 2 reasons I might get a Switch if they make when they make Star Tropics 3. I'll do that.
Yep.
A lot of people thinking Metroid Prime 4 is going to be announced. A lot of people thinking.
Announced?
I see a lot. Yeah.
It was already announced.
Not announced, but there's going to be something.
Maybe.
For Metroid Prime 4.
At this point, given that they had to start over, it's possible there might be like some kind of like short clip, like animation sequence, or maybe concept art or something. But yeah,
we'll see.
Oh, I should have.
What?
It's too late. We already made the predictions.
Well, now we can just BS.
We find out what the heck Retro Studios has been doing this entire time.
What is Retro Studios?
So Retro Studios were the studios behind basically Metroid Prime and Donkey Kong Country Returns. So like the last game that they worked on was Tropical Freeze back for the Wii U, because I don't know if they did the port for Switch. And they've kind of just been like dark this whole time, and then it was announced that development was going to shift from whichever company was working on Metroid Prime 4 to Retro.
Yeah.
Because they weren't working on Metroid Prime 4.
Yeah.
So yeah. Rumor has it that they were working on a Star Fox racing game.
Starfax. Okay, sure, why not?
Yep.
They basically already made a new Star Fox game with whatever Starlink or whatever that game is.
What's funny is Starlink is basically kind of like one of the better Star Fox games to come out in
exactly. That's
years,
all I've ever heard. It's like, wow, this is like the best Star Fox game that's come out. I mean, for now, like realistic stuff, I'm hyped to see what they're gonna say about Final Fantasy VII Remake, because definitely be information about that. I totally forgot about this, but Squeenix is doing an Avengers game, and
yes, they're talking about that. They made an announcement today.
There's going to be stuff for that at E3, so that'll be kind of interesting.
Yep.
That new Star Wars Fallen Jedi Order game, I'll be interested to see what that is.
Yeah.
What else? I'm looking through the list of games that are already announced to be there.
What's funny is Pokemon Sleep kind of delivers on Nintendo's promise to do more quality of life stuff. Like Pokemon Go and Pokemon Sleep are basically like Nintendo's initiative to get people out and like be healthy and stuff like that. That was like part of their business strategy like 10 years ago, is they wanted to branch off into that.
Yeah.
To do like fitness tracker type stuff or whatever. And it's like, oh, well, the Pokemon company's trying to do that.
Oh, there's another rumored thing is From Software, they make all the Dark Souls games.
Yeah.
Sekiro and Bloodborne and Demon Souls. Apparently, them and George R. R. Martin are working together on something.
Oh, boy.
And there's a rumor that might be talked about or revealed at E3.
Game of Souls.
It'd be interesting. Let's see. I'm looking on IGN's rumored games list. Luigi's Mansion 3.
Yep.
Maybe who the heck's making Outer Worlds?
I don't know.
Is that Bethesda?
Not sure.
I forget. I remember when that was announced. It seemed like it might be kind of interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
you know what? I would love to see. But I don't think it's going to happen. Is for Yacht Club to put out something about King of Cards.
Oh, Fire Emblem Three Houses.
Yeah, that's that'll probably get some sort of mention. That's their big game for July.
That's coming out in July?
The July of this year, yeah.
Holy moly.
Yeah. They've had a number of directs devoted solely to that.
Time to get a Switch.
Yep.
Crap.
And it'll be right during the middle of the summer for you.
I know, when I may actually have some time to play some flipping games.
Yep.
Yeah, we'll see. So, yeah, that would be good.
I mean, another sort of out there prediction would have been like Hearthstone announced for Switch.
Maybe. It's not on anything else, is it?
Just basically
mobile.
Yeah, mobile and PC.
I don't think they would go. Well, I guess Diablo.
They put Diablo.
Lots of stuff. That's true.
And I mean, the thing is, the Switch has a touchscreen.
Yeah.
But even then, like, Hearthstone's not that complicated that you could use, like, joysticks and stuff with it.
Yeah, I guess. It would make things slow. Because you have a time limit on your turn.
You do. But I mean, I think it would take less time than trying to do it on a phone.
No, it's touch.
Yeah, but trying to make sure that, like, because it takes you extra time to select the right card and everything.
I mean, phones are pretty big.
So what happens is like they only show the top of your hand, and then you have to select your hand, and then it pulls it up, and then you have to like select the right card, and then it pulls it onto the screen, and then you have to physically drag it.
I think when they mean mobile for a game like that, they mean like your iPad or something.
Yeah.
Your tablet, not really. I don't think it's real. I mean, you could do it on your phone, but it'd be much more difficult than
it is available for phones.
It is. I'm just saying, I think most people probably do it on their tablets if they do.
I don't know.
That's I'd be curious.
But I'm just bringing up as to how, like, if you can do it for phones, you could do it for console.
Yeah. I just think it would be a pain to play it like that.
Nah.
Whatever.
Nintendo's already set the precedence with Pokemon trading card game for Game Boy Advance.
Yeah, true.
Yeah. So.
By the way, I looked. Speaking of trading card games, I looked into the Warcraft one. I can talk to you about that later.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So. Yeah, and then next week we'll get in Courtney's predictions, and I'm sure Courtney will come up with some totally wacky out there stuff.
Oh, she's got some competition with me.
Yeah. Yeah. Alternatively, we might see if it's a race to the bottom, and we'll give everybody negative points for getting stuff wrong.
I hope one of mine comes true.
I mean, it would be really weird.
Totally one of my weird ones.
Can you imagine how the community would lose its mind if Star Tropics 3 got released before Mother 3?
Well, yeah, true.
Yeah. If it turns out this whole time there was a Star Tropics 3 in development, and like Mother 3 is just going to not get released.
The new guy Bowser gets it done and finally releases Mother 3 after Reggie leaves. That's the big announcement. Bowser comes out, just puts his arms out, and on the screen behind him it's just the logo for Mother 3. And then he walks off stage, and that's Nintendo's whole thing.
Yeah. Oh, another fun announcement would be like, yeah. So instead of instead of Doug Bowser, although, or no, I guess Reggie did do the stuff, like, because it's always a toss up as to whether like the president of Nintendo will do the direct, or if it'll be like Nintendo of America that does the direct, kind of a thing. They sometimes like swap it between the two of them. But yeah, if instead of like Doug Bowser going out there, they do like an animated Bowser, and just do that instead of his appearances all the time, or they have him like voice Bowser, and they do like one of those mocap kind of things.
Yeah,
but like the low budget ones that you can do with like Adobe instead of like the high budget ones.
I don't know,
do,
man.
Like, professional studio.
There's deep fakes are a thing now, so the technology's there.
Yeah. So, but that would be funny.
Yeah.
You know what? That would be a great April Fool's video for Nintendo to do.
What, Mother 3?
No, not Mother 3. That would just be
lose
mean.
Their minds. Yeah.
That would be mean. No, for to have a video where it's like like an animated Bowser going out and talking and it being Doug Bowser's voice. And like doing a whole serious directed everything, but it's doing that.
Right.
Yeah. Like that's an example of a fun April Fool's thing that's not like mean-spirited or just showing completely fake stuff and getting people all excited and then crushing their hopes. So. All right.
All right.
Now that we got that, let's talk about this week in 8-Bit Adventures.
Okay.
All right. So this is going to be quick. Tomorrow night, Steamworld Quest Part 7.
Man.
Starting to get into the point. I really wish I could tell when they were going to throw dragons at me, because, so spoilers, there are dragons in that game.
Whoa!
And they're like immune to elements, and it comes out that like I only have elemental damage of that type. Or like in Part 6, fought a thunder dragon, reflects, like, so when you hit it with physical damage, it shocks you for lightning damage, and I had all physical people. Oof. And I was like, oh, this would have been good to know. Big but that's the risk I take with doing a blind playthrough. So check that out at
how it go.
8 p.m. Eastern time on Thursday, May 30th. Berkshire Bites came out this week. Food Truck Festival.
Okay.
Where Megan and I talked about our experience there.
Was it called Festival?
Yes.
Ugh,
it's the 2019 Food Truck Festival.
That's a little cringe. Okay.
And just some ideas that we had that could try and improve it just from like a logistics standpoint.
Put it in the parking lot, like I said, instead of...
That was one of the recommendations.
Yeah.
Or even something as simple as like having a listing of who's there.
Yeah.
Like of what vendors are there. Either ahead of time or like even doing it at the event too. Maybe like doing little postcard stuff of like
there should be a sign when you do you have to like pay a thing to go in?
No,
you just show. Okay. Well, there should be like something at the entrance or where everybody definitely walks by, like somewhere visible.
Yeah.
And have a list, like you said, a listing.
Yeah. Yeah.
And arrows, like street signs. If you want to go to this truck, go this way. This one this way.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be good.
Yeah.
I should be in charge of that. Jeez.
But yeah, so definitely go check that out. It's, Berkshire Bites is like a 20-minute podcast, so easy to fit in to your day.
It's a little bite. A little audio bite.
A little audio bite for Berkshire Bites.
That's right.
Tales of Jemmora returns this week.
Ooh.
Big boss fight.
It's time, baby. It's time.
Yep. And so you definitely don't want to miss it.
Hammer time.
Yeah. So big boss fight.
The old Misty step behind and hammer to the head.
Yes.
The old Jacob.
So we were
classic.
So when that show started, we were gonna start right in on the action. Go right in.
Nice.
So yeah. I think we'll probably have maybe a handful more sessions before we do a break for the arc. In which case, then we'll swap over to Matt Tucker is going to run like a sci-fi game for a couple.
I need to figure out my character.
Couple sessions. we'll do that as like a mini series kind of a thing.
Purge all Xenos.
Sure.
Yes.
But that will still be on the same like podcast feed and everything. So
okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that'll be fun.
Yeah, and then I will get to play.
Yeah.
And then the viewers can see how much of a pain in the butt I am as a player.
Only when you split yourself from the party.
Yeah, that's what happens when you panic. Legit panic. And as far as comics, there was no 8-Bit Adventures comic this week due to the holiday. So I'm going to start just making that a policy, where if it's a holiday weekend, just don't expect a comic.
Yeah, to have a life.
Yeah. So here's some advice for up and coming artists and everything: is make sure to give yourself breaks from working, because not a lot of people do that.
I'll say that's advice for anybody.
Yeah, but it's especially true of creative people, because creative people feel like if they're not producing, they're not making money, and so like all of their free time goes into producing and like making content,
right?
Because like they're passionate about it. So it's like, I do this for work, and then I want to go home and do the same work, kind of a thing. And it's important to also it's important to give yourself a break. So make sure to take breaks, rest. Your brain will thank you, and your body will thank you. So, in short, I didn't do a comic this week because we had a holiday weekend and we were busy doing yard work and setting up a grill. So, there you go. There will, however, be a patrons comic this week. So,
nice.
All right. Do we want to do quest log? Because you don't have anything.
I mean, I'll just speak on what I have been doing alternatively.
Is it gaming related?
Kind of. It's just reading.
Okay.
Like what I've been reading.
All right.
Yeah.
Is it geeky?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
All right. It qualifies then, I guess.
Yeah. It's not like, I'm not going to talk about like Faulkner. I mean, I could talk about like literature, like if I were reading Faulkner or something like that, which I'm not. I'm reading some fantasy stuff right now.
All right. So buckle up, folks, and strap yourselves in, because it's time for quest log. So quest log, in its current iteration, is where we talk about all the geeky things that we have been doing over the past week. So,
yeah.
Josh, why don't you start?
I read Absalom by William Faulkner. No, just kidding. I read that a couple years ago, and don't read that book. It's awful. I can't. I just. Ugh. Anyways, granted, I like other Faulkner books. I finished reading the Farseer trilogy by Robin Hobb.
Okay. Yeah, it's the one that you've been recommending. Over the past couple episodes. Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty good. I've was reading a lot of like hardcore like classic literature stuff, and like I just need to read some fantasy and not think so hard about what I was reading.
Okay.
So yeah, it's fun. And now actually I liked it so much, I'm gonna she's got written like 14 books all set in the same world. So you might like this. I got the next 3 books, which is called the Live Ship Traders trilogy.
Oh,
it's all about ships, boats, and even though I hate that stuff, she's a good enough writer that I think I'm going to enjoy it anyway.
Nice.
So this is the first one. It's called Ship of Magic. So the premise is this one part of the world, they have boats that are sentient.
Okay.
And usually like families own these boats, and they're like trader families, and they have these ships that are made from very magical wood that become sentient.
Yeah.
And they all live on the boat and do stuff. So I'm not quite sure what the conflicts are going to be or what's going to be up. The first chapter is about a pirate.
Okay.
So that's about as far as I've read. It's different from the other trilogy because the Farseer trilogy is all first person from the main character's point of view the whole time. This one, she switches it up, so it's all third person, but from a lot of different character and it follows like I think 3 different characters in this book. So it's kind of refreshing to stop reading in the first person and get out of that voice.
Yeah.
And kind of realize, oh, there's other people in this world besides this one character and his thoughts and everything. So yeah, it's nice to pull back from that one story and see kind of the rest of the world. And
cool.
But I will go back because there are other trilogies that follow that main character. So eventually I'll get to it. And I also finished reading Kafka by the Shore by Haruki Murakami. Not fantasy, but a Japanese author who writes a lot of surreal fiction.
Yeah.
So yeah, that one I had the last 50 pages to go and I finally finished it last night after have it sitting on my thing for a while. Yeah. That's what I've been doing instead of playing games because I don't have I'd rather commit my time to reading the little time I have than playing games, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Right now.
All right.
How about you? What have you been up to? Oh, I played a couple of games of HOTS the other day. I did play a little bit. I played
there you go.
3 matches of HOTS.
Because 3 matches of HOTS, that's like,
an hour.
Like an hour, yeah.
Yeah.
That's not bad.
Yeah. Got some quests done, so there was nice overlapping ones I could do.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's all I did for any real gaming this past week.
Yeah.
And I guess I played some board games that you played. Sorry, keep interrupting. Yeah, we played board games.
We did.
We played Sentinels.
We did. I actually meant to put that on the show notes.
Got our butts kicked.
Yeah, we
the match I played.
We played another match after you left and got our butts kicked again.
Oof.
Yeah. 0-2. Not great. Once again, folks, team composition is important for many games.
Yes.
Sentinels of the Multiverse being one of them.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I need to do research on some of those heroes and see. As much as I love Expatriate, she's definitely my favorite. I need to learn how to play some support classes that can like heal or do things to reduce damage. Yeah,
support heroes and stuff like that.
Anybody that could reduce damage or heal, I think, would be integral in a composition, particularly against like the Dreamer, because there was so much damage going out so fast.
Yeah.
Right at the beginning of the match, when we played that, I was like, holy, like right away.
Yeah.
Like the first villain turn, I was like, holy crap.
Yeah.
This damage is coming out quick.
Yeah. Same thing happened the second game as well. We played against Infinitor, who's basically like evil Green Lantern.
Yeah.
So he summoned out a bunch of he starts with a bunch of constructs at the start of the game. And they all dealt some amount of damage, kind of a thing. And some of them were like to the entire party. And it was ridiculous.
Yeah, I was just like, man, is this supposed to be a DPS race, or is you just supposed to have a better team comp than we had? I think we were probably just supposed to have a better team comp.
Yeah, because it was also you and I were both playing characters that like were able to deal damage to like all villains, and that's bad.
Yeah, I mean, I started off with a crappy hand, honestly.
Yeah.
For Expatriate, I just didn't have what was needed.
I will say, for the second game, we also he should have flipped, and we didn't catch that. It's if he reaches like H number of constructs out in play. So in our case, if it was 4 constructs out in play, he's supposed to flip. In which case, like he also provides passive damage reduction to all villains. So it was also like any abilities that just dealt 1 damage, like wouldn't do anything. And that was like all of us. Yeah. But when he flips, he loses that, and then he starts just like destroying his own constructs. So I think that would have actually changed things quite a bit.
Yeah.
So yeah, I was extremely sad because I was playing Omnitron X, finally got a good build out, along with like healing stuff and everything, and then took like 12 points of damage in 1 turn and died. Just outright died. So.
Oof.
Yeah. But yeah, team comp important.
Yeah.
Kids, bring your healers.
Yeah.
And bring a tank. Yeah.
Yeah, you can't all be DPS.
No. And ironically, one of the other games that I played recently also stresses that, which is Monster Hunter World, at least for Behemoth. You can't unless you're like Team Darkside or whatever, you can't 4 DPS Behemoth. You're going to have a real bad time.
What's Darkside? What's Team Darkside?
They're basically a pro gaming team that does
oh, okay.
Monster Hunter.
Okay.
They are able to do 4 DPS Behemoth.
Mm.
Or like 4 DPS Arc-Tempered Behemoth, or Extreme Behemoth, or whatever nonsense it is. Where, yeah, they get 4 gunners, and they just, like, lob grenades at Behemoth and just stun lock him.
Okay.
I'm just like, I don't know. I'm clearly not playing this game correctly.
Apparently
not. But yeah, so I played Monster Hunter World. I did the Geralt stuff.
Gerald of Rivia.
Gerald of Riviera.
Yes.
Yeah, Gerald on the Riviera.
Very good one. Good one.
Yeah. So yeah, it's pretty cool. You fight Leshen, which I guess are from Witcher. They're like forest spirits.
I only ever played like the first 6 hours of Witcher 2.
Okay. I haven't played any of them. So, but while you're playing, like, you actually play as Geralt instead of your character, and they say like, oh yeah, there's some other thing that, you know, and it's like the story is your character goes off and does like some other important mission.
Yeah.
While you're playing as Geralt, and what you do is the materials that you get from Leshen go towards making like just a Geralt armor set that makes you look like Geralt. And it like gives you a whole bunch of overpowered buffs and everything, where it's like you start healing even if like you get health regen and like stamina regen and explosive power and stuff like that.
So it's like him drinking his potions or whatever.
Probably.
Or his the different magics he uses in the game.
You do get Ignis, and that's what you use to take out Leshen. Is like it'll use like various Briar type abilities, and you use the Ignis rune to basically destroy that and then deal massive damage to the creature. But yeah, that is a tough fight. It throws all sorts of Briar effects at you, like a linear effect, an effect that like it targets an area and then explodes outwards in a very large radius, summons a wall that goes around it, and then summons 2 different kinds of critters. Both the Jagras, it'll summon packs of Jagras that like chase after you, as well as like murder crow birds that it throws at you and then like teleports around. Then there's Ancient Leshen, which is just like a hard mode version of it. So
okay.
Yeah. I'm not at that point yet, but I'm also not at the point where I would do Behemoth either. So like I fought Behemoth once and I was like, yeah, I'm not really doing this again. Unless I can get a party. So but yeah. So I played a little bit of that, and then I got back into Terraria. So spent most of my time building a fishing hut. And dying repeatedly, apparently. I went into a desert biome like early on, and just antlions are murderous. Because they have chargers, which are little like antlion grub type things that like run along the ground and just bash into you. And then there are swarmers, which fly and both deal like massive amounts of damage. And it was early enough in the game where I didn't have any metal, so I didn't have any metal armor. It was just like wood. So I didn't really have a whole lot of defense rating. And I was just like, I'm going to do this. It didn't go over well. Yeah. Not like my D&D character, where I can not wear armor and do okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I do enjoy that game. It's a nice game to just chill out and do stuff.
Yeah. You like what you like.
Yeah. I think like 10 hours in on this playthrough and still no boss fights yet. Because the first boss you're supposed to fight is a Eye of Cthulhu.
Oof.
And you have to trigger the condition. So you have to do something like get a bunch of lenses and eyeballs and stuff like that and summon it. And I don't have that stuff yet.
Yeah.
So I want to get really good weapons and armor and stuff before I do that. I was really sad. So there are traveling merchants that come in and sell you like really good accessories. And one of them came in and was selling an ammo saver box or like an ammo box, which reduces your ammo consumption by 20%.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, oh, that's fantastic. It was 15 gold, and I basically spent like the next 10 to 20 minutes just trying to farm stuff and repeatedly selling it to get that, and got maybe up to like 12 gold, and the dude wandered off, and I was like, oh no. Because that becomes a necessity when you start upgrading from bows to guns.
Yeah.
Especially the rapid fire ones. So. But yeah. And that was pretty much it. Also been doing some Jemmora prep. So I have some interesting things for this boss fight.
Interdasting.
Yeah. We'll say I'm hoping to get a physical copy of Ghosts of Saltmarsh, because the little that I've read of that book seems right up my alley.
I saw it in Barnes & Noble the other day, and I was like, I'll pass.
It's very much not up Josh's alley.
Yeah.
So.
But hey, when Descent comes out, I'm in on that. Which actually...
Avernus?
Yeah. Yeah. When does that come out?
September.
Okay.
Yeah.
But that new starter kit comes out soonish at Target, right?
Yeah, it's next month.
Yeah.
The end of next month.
Too. I'm definitely getting that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I'd be down for that just for the cards. Magic item cards, companion, like sidekick cards, quest cards.
I'm in on all that. And like I said, if it's as good as
Maps
Mandelver is.
Yep. Adventure written by Chris Perkins.
Yeah.
So.
For sure.
Yeah.
I get the feeling. I think I like Chris Perkins because I have a feeling he's into the same type of mood and atmosphere that I have in D&D.
I mean, did you watch his game at the Descent?
No.
Where the start of the game he handed out mercy coins?
Yeah, just like listening to him talk and like seeing his perspective, I get the feeling that like me and him are a bit in line in how we like to run our game or have our world set up. It just seems like it. Might be why I like him so much as a DM and just as a creator as far as D&D goes.
I mean, it's also in his Between the Sheets interview on Critical Role, when talking with Foster, he was talking about retirement and how like he'll just decide one day to retire, and he'll just go to the coast somewhere and just like be a hermit, not talk to anybody, work on his own stuff, never release it. And everybody's like, he's going to be a Wizard of the Coast.
That's what I want. That's what I want to do.
And it's like, even when he's being serious and everything, he makes a pun about what he wants to do in life. Yeah. So
awesome.
Yeah. And just without getting into this is kind of news, but without getting into kind of the drama of it, so Dice Camera Action is officially on hiatus for a couple months.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, with I guess and Chris will have some news coming out in the next couple of months on something. So
they'll just make a new cast. That's my prediction.
I mean, they'll do something.
Yeah.
But it's just that's been the official statement from Wizards for the time being. Likely due to the fact that I'm sure there's a whole number of contracts and stuff that need to get worked out, or not. Maybe we don't know,
or not.
So yeah. But that's all we are going to discuss about it, because that is a powder keg of topics
of comedy.
No, of tragedy. I would call it tragedy in the classical sense.
Maybe.
Yeah. So with that, we are gonna head out. Oh no, hour and a half. There we go. Boom. Right on target. So
nailed it.
If you want to see more content from 8-Bit Adventures, please check out 8-bitadventures.com. Over there you can find streams, podcasts, comics, artwork, all that cool stuff. There is a stream schedule up there now. I installed a calendar plugin on the site, so that there's a calendar now, so that you'll be able to actually see like what is on the calendar coming up. It's really only kind of like a week out because schedules are sometimes chaotic, and we never know if we have to cancel a show like 2 weeks ahead or 3 weeks ahead or something. But yeah, so check that out. If you want to support all that content, help it grow, and help support projects like Berkshire Bites, please consider becoming a patron at patreon.com/8bitadventures. And big shout out and thank you to all of our current patrons. Also remember, for live viewers on Twitch, for every 10 minutes that you view streams, you earn yourself a pie cake. And by following on Twitch, you can earn yourself 10 pie cakes. What do these pie cakes do? You can trade them in for bonus streams. You can commission artwork. You can transform game night into a night where Megan and I will play Overcooked, and insanity will ensue. Or I get my dog on stream and feed him a treat, which is clearly the best option.
It's a high tier option.
It is a high tier option because he is a non-cooperative boy.
Yes, true.
Yeah. So, big shout out and thank you to all of our current patrons and viewers, audience out there. And our theme is One Up by Professor Shy Guy. You can check out his awesome work at professorshyguy.bandcamp.com. Be sure to pick up his most recent album. He's done lots of collaborative work on it with a whole bunch of other like high-profile voice actor people. So, including Matt Mercer and Ashley Birch. So, with that, have fun, everyone. Happy gaming, and enjoy your pie cake. Nothing from Josh?
Nothing.
Nothing? All right.
Nothing today.
All right.
Or die!